next on the schedule?
Let's see. Hank Williams Jr.
Oh.
Are you ready for some football?
I feel like I've got future Hall of Famers on this team here, and Hall of Fame leaders too, which there's a difference.
This isn't the NBA where one player can go and just drastically change the fortunes of a team. But Tom Brady has done this. He's changed the culture. He's changed the way the coaches see the game, the way the players see the game.
Know that there's some things you don't write about and you don't talk about because you'll lose your job. And that's where the control is. And that's why they pay anchormen like Dan Rather $2 million a year, because he doesn't question them. He knows that if he goes against them, he's going to lose $2 million a year. Do you think a man that looks pretty and sits in front of a TV camera for the 6 o'clock news is worth $2 million a year? No way. I don't care how long he works, and I don't care what he does. There is no job worth $2 million a year. That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this?
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive, and when the people are asking questions, and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor? He sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. And he has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus. I know men who don't know anything in the world except who plays third base for the Mets, and they think that's a great accomplishment. And they meet and pat each other on the back and bond and go have cocktails and talk about what this guy that plays third base for the Mets did in last night's game. It's sad. It's really sad.
Is there any room in a kind of society where these manipulations are not taking place for this type of entertainment, or any type of entertainment at all?
If people understand that a game is a game, if people understand that nobody, no matter what they do, is worth paying $2 or $3 million a year for.
Hey, Houston, we've had a problem here. Can say again, please. Houston, we've had a problem.
The Weeknd has been announced as the official 2021 Super Bowl halftime performer. The Grammy winner announced the news on his Instagram page, sharing a promotional photo and writing, "Performing on the iconic stage. See you February 7th, 2021. The singer opened up about performing on one of the most watched stages. "We all grow up watching the world's biggest acts playing the Super Bowl, and one can only dream of being in that position. I'm humbled, honored, and ecstatic to be the center of that infamous stage this year," he said in a press release.
you first come into the music industry, you got to take the oath. There is no ifs, ands about it. You're going to take the oath. Just because you get a recording contract don't mean that you're part of the elite. You just on the recording contract, and yes, you have to take the oath whenever you get a contract, but you're not necessarily a part of the elite because you're not making any money. The people who are part of the elite and do blood sacrifices to get to where they are, they've been hand-chosen. And they went to them and said, look, we believe that you can be an asset to our family. Are you willing to be a part of the family? We can put you at the 20 million marker. We can put you at the 30 million marker. And you'd be like, well, what do I have to do?
Of course you're uncertain, Cal. Naturally, so was I, till I met him. But now imagine, if you can, a life without uncertainty, freedom from doubt, the ability to choose, single-mindedness.
One life from each of us, Cal, is all he asks. And he rewards our devotion 1,000-fold.
Personal desires, oh yes, of course, anything. That's part of it.
It's only the beginning.
There was a time, Cal, when man was at one with the gods before the fall. Now we're at one again.
Cal, we want you to join us.
Jay-Z also issued a statement in the same release that read, "The Weeknd has introduced a sound all his own. His soulful uniqueness has defined a new generation of greatness in music and artistry. This is an extraordinary moment in time, and the Pepsi Super Bowl 55 halftime show is going to be an extraordinary experience with an extraordinary performer."
Listen, they're all a part of the Boston. You have to take the oath. The oath is the Boston, even if you get a recording deal. But you are not into destroying the Lord's word unless you get hand-chosen to be a part of that $20, $30 million word. Now, they just don't tell you, hey, you're going to get that $30 million. They offer it to you because you have to be perfectly aware that we're asking you to do this. See, they just can't trick you. You get me? They just can't trick you and say, well, he don't know he's serving the devil, because the Lord won't honor it. You have to be perfectly aware that you are going against the Lord's people. You're going against what the Lord stands for. And when you shake on it, you sign that damn contract in blood. And I'm telling you how they get down. You sign the contract in blood once you agree to these men that you're willing to destroy God's word.
Fans were loving the announcement and took to social media to share their reactions. "The Weeknd performing halftime at the Super Bowl is the highlight of my day," one person wrote. "Blinding lights at the Super Bowl is going to be insane," another said.
They give you a taste of the good life. You know, they take you on private vacations to isolated islands, or you get the penthouse suites in hotels. You get yachts, private jets, shopping trips. They lavish you with gifts. They make it look like it's the good life. This is the good life. Join us. You can have anything you want. You are a god. You can have the world. This is what they tell them. They don't tell them the small writing. And so people get infatuated by the luxury and the lavishness of being, running elbows with the rich and the elite. Your own private jets and yachts and islands. The good life. They're treated very well. And then they join. They decide, okay, I'm going to join. I'm going to join with you guys. And you start moving through the levels and you realize, hey, wait a minute, this isn't what I signed up for. Because then you start learning the ghastly truth of Satanism. And then when you get in, they have them in underground churches across America. And they do everything opposite and against what a real church would do. Why would you want to join a group of people that think eating feces and drinking urine is fun? It's not optional. You have to do it. They all do it. And they don't complain. They get beyond that stage. They don't complain. They do it. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, what do? You go to an underground Hollywood club, a super secret Satanist club. Do they serve feces on toothpicks? These people are nasty.
From being a kid performing for the first time in Toronto, not knowing how big he would get, to being one of the best artists out there performing on one of the biggest stages in the world, a third tweeted. The weekend will have big shoes to fill after Jennifer Lopez and Shakira teamed up for an electrifying 2020 Super Bowl halftime show performance. The duo made history last year as the first two Latino women to co-headline the show, but their record-breaking didn't stop there. They also brought out the most dancers and most ever songs to be performed during a halftime show in Super Bowl history.
But September 11 is massively important. It's the sun rising in Virgo, isn't it? And of course, Washington, D.C. has got Maryland on one side and Virginia on the other.
Yes, that's right. And Pentagon is right, almost smack in the center of that square, by the way, as well.
Yeah, but that female thing, which is at the root of Freemasonry, much to the alarm of many Freemasons, the whole thing is about goddess worship.
That's right. And Pentagon is right, almost smack in the center of that square, by the way, as well.
Yeah, but that female thing, which is at the root of Freemasonry, much to the alarm of many Freemasons, the whole thing is about goddess worship, equally with God worship. It's about the polarity of gender in the Godhead. And particularly, it seems, in founding Washington, D.C., they were the Virgin Mary and Maryland. They were acting everything out to make it the most perfect place possible. I mean, even the sort of diamond shape has got female connotations.
For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth.
This Tom Brady interview that he did with Gillette. This is unbelievable. So he's talking about his wife Giselle, right? And he's talking about what she has him do and her, like, what she practices and all this. This is unbelievable. So listen to this.
Any special thing you carried into the game
Hold on
Sunday?
Any superstitions?
Going into the game? Any special thing you carried into the game on Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much. And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones, and she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes.
I remember slumping on the bed. His performance had given me a bad jolt. For a moment, I thought his mind had snapped, that he actually believed he was being attacked by invisible enemies. But the room was quiet again.
Where'd you get this?
Never mind, it's absolutely pure.
What kind of monster clown have you hooked up with this time?
Satanism freak.
I think there's only one source for this stuff. The adrenaline gland from a living human body.
I know. The guy didn't have any cash to pay me. He offered me human blood, said it would take me higher than I'd ever been in my life. Thought he was kidding. So I told him I'd just as soon have an ounce or so of pure adrenochrome. Or maybe just a fresh adrenaline gland to chew on.
I could already feel the stuff working on me. The first wave felt like a combination of mescaline and methadone. Maybe I should take a swim, I thought.
And I'd say all these mantras. And I stopped questioning her a long time ago. I did. I just shut up and listened. And at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks, and she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things, and my God, it worked. It was pretty good. And then in 2015, it was about early January, and she said, you know how much I love you? And I said, yeah. And she said, I just want to let you know this is not going to be your year. Oh. And of course we lost. I said, what does 16 look like? And she said, 16 is going to be your year. So it was early January this year, and I said, babe, I asking, like, do we have a chance? And she said, yeah, but you're going to have to do a lot of work, and you're really going to have to listen to me. So, man, I listened to her. And right after the game, she said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine. She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
So what did Brady just say? He said his wife does mantras. Okay, well, what's the definition of mantra? Originally, in Hinduism and Buddhism, a word or sound repeated to aid concentration in meditation. A Vedic hymn, a statement or slogan repeated frequently. Environmental mantra that energy has for too long been too cheap. So it says the Wikipedia, right? Sacred utterance, anonymous sound, syllable, word, or phonemes, practitioners to have psychological and spiritual powers. Mantra meditation helps to induce an altered state of consciousness. Well, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, you don't have to be a Bible scholar to know that's not a good idea. But in case you weren't aware, the Bible directly warns against this. Matthew 6:6-7. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions, as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. All right, there's no such thing as a good witch. All those healing stones and all of that is New Age, Eastern mysticism, garbage.
I invented a child molesting robot. It costs pennies to manufacture, and it can theoretically molest twice as many children as a human molester in, quite frankly, half the time. Zentrex gave me my life back. Hail Satan. Hail Satan. I eat children. How old are you?
12.
Oh, okay. Only to 10.
Only to 10.
That's
good.
Okay, we're safe.
That's good.
Children and pineapple. Children and pineapple.
These freaks are always meeting to do rituals together. Because if you want the movie roles coming in, then you've got to keep doing the rituals. If you want more fame as a singer, you want more time on the award shows, then you've got to be doing your time in the rituals. If you don't do your time in the rituals, then you suffer. Satan makes you pay. If you want to be a celebrity in Hollywood, then your attendance at these parties is going to be mandatory. Eating feces, drinking urine, having illicit sex with these old men. You give up everything.
See, that's dealing with the realization that they sold. They can't see. Every day they have to be high. They have to be on a planet of nowhere, because when you really think about what you've done for a few dollars, and they sad as hell. Everybody asks that question in the hood. Well, damn, man, they got them houses, they got all them freaks. How could they be sad? Because the Lord make you shame-faced after so long. The Lord put the shame on you and show you to your face you sold out for a season.
If your ultimate goal is to be famous, then you're gonna do a lot to get there, like sign your name in blood in a contract with the devil.
We are all shapeshifters. We are all lonely drifters. We've forgotten our through the winking eyes, in the secret handshake. Disposable me, expendable you. Just take what you need, do what you do. You take me under, this heart has seen better days. You got my number, yeah, there's no change in my ways. Over and over, you're on your own. Shapeshifters, 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 shapeshifters. I'm running from me, I'm hiding from you. There goes my alter ego. You know everyone that I know. Abandon the street, abandon the truth. There goes my alter ego. You know all the people I know. Oh, you blew my cover. You're that kind of lover, that kind of lover. Whoa, it's taking me under. This heart has seen better days. You got my number, girl, there's no change in my ways. Over and over, you're on your own. Shapeshifters, shapeshifters. There goes my alter ego. You know everyone that I know. Shapeshifters, shapeshifters. There goes my alter ego. Sometimes I feel I'm slipping away. Try to keep them fires burning. Whoa, when the sun did rise, everybody was gone. You were far from home. You're on your own. Shapeshifter, shapeshifter. There goes my alter ego. You know everyone that I know. Shapeshifters, shapeshifters. There goes my alter ego. You know all the people I know. We are all shapeshifters. There goes my alter ego. You know everyone that I know.
And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. God bless you, everyone.